Well, thank you all for being here tonight. If you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in. Easter is Easter, so I expected there to be less people tonight on account of Easter. But wherever you're at in the world, wherever you're watching this, just wanted to say thank you for your attention. Thanks for taking some time out of your Sunday or whatever day to watch this. What's been weighing on me this week is it's almost like we've been doing this type of business wrong. And I thought, what better way than to do it on tonight's call? So we've been working on some things and we've talked about them in the previous weeks, but I wanted to just do it. So if I could ask you some questions and then dive into the psychology, it goes like this. What if I had the cure to cancer and you could sell it for under $100? Do you think that would be a good business opportunity? What if then the other question would be like, did you know that cancer is not actually the biggest killer of humans worldwide? It's heart disease. Did you also know that the Nobel Prize was won in 1998 for nitric oxide, being able to prevent, treat, and in some cases cure heart disease? Now, we can't say that our product can do that, but what we can say is don't take our word for it. Test, not guess. And so we include test strips. So you can test, not guess. But the idea is this. If the number one cause of every illness in the body is stress, and the number one cause of stress is finances, what would happen if we could show you a way to make $300 a month from your phone, or if 300 is not enough, maybe 1,000 from your phone by sharing something similar? So the concept and the idea is questions. If you think about it and you look at the overall arc of the world, the economy is at an all-time high with inflation. Savings is at an all-time low. Debt is at an all-time high. Never in the history of the world have things been the way that they are right now. And it's not headed somewhere good. The dollar just stopped being the oil trading currency. We'll see where we are with regards to global reserve while the BRICS economy rages on working on a currency of their own. And you see the unemployment rate is fine, but maybe that's because people have 2 and 3 jobs because there's too much month at the end of the money. And so there's this unique time in life where the world is headed for recession, especially our country here in the United States. And you're poised in such a time that you have the best opportunity, something that addresses the biggest killers of people, something that addresses what the human body requires. And our system is so phenomenally simple. So we've been doing so much background work to put this system into play. And I wanted to talk just a little bit about the psychology. This is just a teaser of some of the questions, but there's 4 quotes. Tony Robbins says, the quality of your life is the quality of the questions you ask yourself. They say the quality of your relationships is the questions you ask other people. Then there's one of my favorite quotes that says, the person that asks the questions controls the conversation. And then lastly, that age-old adage in direct sales that says, build the relationship and the relationship will build the business. We're in this type of business where we leverage our personal relationships to have them take a look at something, try a product, and see if it hits. And so we had thought psychologically what we're putting together for the front end. Imagine if we could explain the business to someone with a self-replicating website where we were explaining via questions. I got a story for you. I have a little boy, and he's very firm in his convictions. He's about 3 years old here soon. He's very firm in his convictions. And no matter what I do to try to teach a lesson to him when he has wronged one of his sisters, no matter what I say or what carrot I put out or what I try to do to get him to be motivated, no matter what, he stays firm in his convictions and will not apologize. And I had this thought. I was like, well, karma says that if you hit your sister with a choo-choo train, your sister should probably hit you with a choo-choo train. And he gets really sad. He's like, I don't want hit with a choo-choo train. And I said, well, then I'll do it. If you don't want her to do it, I'll do it. And he stops, he pauses, he looks down, deeply accesses emotion, and he looks up and he gives a sincere apology. He says, Dad, I'm sorry. Nora, I'm sorry for hitting you in the face with a choo-choo. And he apologizes. And in that moment, I was like, we've been doing multi-level wrong. We're always presenting features. We're always talking about pros. We're talking about the why. We're selling a dream. We're giving you a vision. We're painting a picture. We're features, 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 the carrot, not the stick. But the reality is everyone in our world feels the same thing collectively when we go to the store, when we're at the gas station, when we have to pay bills. Things that a $35,000 truck is now like 60,000. Things cost more than they ever have right now. Things are headed more that way. If ever there were people that needed something, now is the time. So we devised a duplication model. We devised a front end. The videos are 95% recorded and finished and edited. The website is being programmed. I think we're 2 weeks away. The psychology I wanted to discuss, and I'm about done with my portion, the psychology I want to discuss goes around those questions. It's like the questions, instead of pitching someone and coming at someone, that makes people fold their arms and close off. How about sending a handwritten note with some test strips and some sticks? I sent out 7 yesterday. I sent out 5 the day before. I'll be sending out a couple more. Hey, what's your address? I'm going to send some samples in the mail. No one's turned me down yet. Everywhere I go, I give people, hey, do you want to try a green juice? Tell me if it's gross. We're testing, not guessing. Do you know about nitric oxide? Hey, what are you doing to beat inflation? And imagine there's a QR code on a business card that's yours with a website that goes right there. 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes, simple buy button, $89 option. And this is it. We do 3 things over and over. And I want to pass it to Peyton because my portion's done. And I wanted him to just come in and kind of put into perspective what it is that we're doing exactly. And Peyton, I'm going to give it to you.
Sweet, man. So can you hear me okay? Well, I'm just really excited to be here. It's funny that, when you put companies together, the likelihood of getting it exactly right on day one is pretty low. And I would say that we, those of us that have been marketing this product and this company since we started in September of last year, it's not that we haven't had some amazing testimonials on the product. I'm enjoying Active Greens all the time. Kevin's enjoying his Active Greens right now. Everybody has had some remarkable wins. Many people have been able to make a profit in the business. Many people have been able to make a supplemental income already. But if you know Kevin and you know myself, we came to the table because we want to use this vehicle to make dreams come true. And we have some huge dreams. And what we understand fundamentally, though, is that most people, although, if you spend some time, and we sit with people all the time and we talk about, if money and time was not an obstacle in your life, what would you do? And it takes people a while to start to generate a dream, and to start, oh, maybe I'd get a different car. Maybe I'd take my wife on a honeymoon. Maybe I would, save for my retirement, or all these different things. Some people start talking about Lamborghinis or supercars. Some people talk about islands. But what we've noticed is that isn't really the thing that launches people into activity necessarily. And what I started to think about is let's forget about all that for just a minute. And what's going on in your life? What is $4 gas doing to your budget? It's interesting. I have a brother-in-law, a stepbrother, who is, he has a master's degree and he has a phenomenal education. And pretty soon, the student loan abatement that happened with COVID, those loan payments are about to come due, after they've been basically freeze for the last 3 years. And it's like, even though he has the great education, even though he has the great job, it's like, that's about to put a dent in his budget, and that's not about buying a dream car or a dream house or an island or anything like that 5 years from now or 7 years from now. That's like in July, all of a sudden there's a problem where he's got a payment that is due that he's got to deal with. And if we really look, every single one of us has something like that in our life. We had a phenomenal presentation and meeting just recently with a great group of people. And one of the questions that I asked, I say, hey, by show of hands, how many of you have had an extra $1,000 a month every single month for the last 60 months? And people were very willing to be vulnerable, and it's like hands go up, hands go down, right? And it's like, I certainly haven't had that. And it's like, how many of us have a retirement to think about? How many of us have, maybe college to think about for kids of ours, right? And the truth is that it's Life's not getting less expensive, like Kevin was talking about. And, you need an extra $1,000 a month to be able to start investing, aggressively. And you need to do it not like once, but you need to do it every month. And we need to do it for years and years and years and years and years. And hopefully have something that can grow that. And what I know is that if we can help enough people get what they want, we can all get what we want. And so what we really started to think about is we said, look, this is universal. This test, not guess. I had 2 different guests in my car in the last couple of days. I've got packets of test strips, and I said, hey, put this in your mouth real quick. What an easy way to start a conversation, right? It's not about a product. It's not about this. Here, check this out. This is a test. Swab your saliva. Look at it. Okay, see how it's kind of pink? All right, drink this, right? And you shake one up, an active greens or whatever, and you drink it. And then 15, 20 minutes later, you test again. And sure as shoots, people are having whoa, this one's way more red. What's going on? And then you can start that conversation. So here's where I'm going with this. What we know is that the way that you build massive organizations, you need 2 things. You need a very simple message. That's the first thing, a very simple message. And you need a large group of people singing the same tune all the time. So if you're with us, let's go through that concept one more time real quick of what this message really is. It's, if you had the cure to cancer and you could sell it for $100, do you think that that would be a good business opportunity? Well, we don't have the cure for cancer, but what we do know is that heart disease is actually the #1 killer amongst all people all around the world. And although we don't have the cure to heart disease, what we do know is that there were 3 scientists in 1998 that won the Nobel Prize because they found out that nitrous oxide can prevent or reverse heart disease in people. And we have a product that has a world-class form of nitrous oxide in it, along with many other amazing attributes. Don't take my word for it, test, not guess. If you can take this video and you can learn that with us, and you can kind of make an agreement with us right now and say, you know what, this makes sense. This is logical, and it's not just the heart part. It's not just the health part of it. It's the finance part of it, right? So it's like, is this a business opportunity or is this a health opportunity? It's like, the answer is yes. And it's like, you know what? I don't know anybody at this point. I know a very, very, very small group of people, but most people can figure out a way to take an extra $300 a month in addition to what they're already doing and do something positive with it. And if that's not enough, we can make 1,000. So how are we going to do that? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to help people get started, right? The way that you get started is you're going to enroll for $89. You're going to get 2 bags of product, one to drink and one to share. You're going to get a whole bunch of test strips so that you can start helping people test, not guess. The second thing that we're going to do, this is absolutely crucial, is have people share the video that's coming out that's going to have this 2-3 minute presentation. We're going to have people share that with as many people as it takes for them to find the right 3 partners. So think about the psychology of this, because how many times have we been in an opportunity where somebody says, hey, you need to go out and you need to recruit 100 people? Or how many times have you been in an opportunity and people say, you only need 2? And then it's like, you enroll Uncle Sue and Billy Joe over here, and they both go away after a week, and then your business is 0, right? And it's like, how many people does it take to find the right 3 partners? It's going to be different for everybody. But if we set the tone to say, hey, look, this is really simple. We're going to help you test, not guess. We're going to help you drink your product. We're going to help get you products so that you can share it with other people. We're going to help you, share this with as many people as it takes to find the right 3 partners. And then if we can duplicate that down 1 time, you make $300 a month. 2 times, you make $1,000 a month. And how far do you want to take it? As many people as that you want to actually take it to. And then the third part of the thing is we're just going to invite people to be part of our Facebook group, which is the We Live Active community. It's just called We Live Active. And what's that going to be? It's going to be everything. It's going to be people having wins, people sharing product, people testing, not guessing, people, doing meaningful things in their lives. The thing that I'm so excited about is that it's like, what did $300 do in your life this month for you? An extra $300 in my life makes it so that I could do something extra with my daughters, something like that. And an entire community saying, hey, what did an extra $1,000 a month do this year? I want to hear the stories where people say, you know what, for the first time in 5 years, I fully funded my little kids' college fund, my older kids' college fund, and I maxed out my monthly contribution to my Roth IRA. Can you believe that? Like, you know how many people are going around the world right now feeling guilty because they're not in control of their finances? And it doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be so impressive. It doesn't have to be $50,000 a month. But if we help hundreds of people to do those little steps, to take control of their life, to take control of their health. And we do it in a way where we're inviting people to be part of this community that we have, which is We Live Active. We're inviting people to find their 3 correct partners. You know, we always talk about no negative people. Like, let's build a whole community of wonderful people, right? Because then we can enjoy the time together as a culture and as a community, and together we can uplift people. And it all starts with this very, very simple thing. So the thing that I would ask for you, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about launching this. So this, Kevin and I have been filming. We're having Dan's editors are editing these videos for us. There's going to be a landing page. So basically, what you're going to be able to have is just going to have, you know, weliveactive.com/your username, and it's going to be Kevin in this phenomenal 2.5-minute video. I mean, it's that simple. And the idea is basically to relaunch the business, or to launch the business for the first time, is knowing that that's coming out 1 week, 2 weeks, you know, something like that, maybe 3 weeks. It's how many little conversations can be had between now and then. It's like, you know what, every time somebody gets in my car over the next 2 weeks, like, I'm giving them a test drive. Here, take this real quick, like, put this on your tongue real quick. What is this? And I'm just going to have that conversation. I'm going to be, what if you even pitch the business like this? What if you even said to somebody, you say, hey, we've been working on that greens company for a while. Check it out. We've been working on getting the messaging different. This is what we got. You're testing, say test, not guess, go through the cancer thing, the heart disease thing, so forth and so on. It's like, get this in your vernacular, because the best thing that could happen, the way that I see it, the thing that I would be so excited about, is if in 2 weeks we have 5 of us or 10 of us that are leaders, right? 5 or 10 or maybe 15 or 20 of us, people who understand the potential of what's possible. Like, we all know people that have made 8 figures in this business, right? We know people that buy supercars every quarter, right? And it's like, we know what's possible. So how are we going to make it happen for ourselves? And the way we're going to make it happen for ourselves is that we're all going to start beating to the same drum. And it's like, learn this 30-second or 45-second elevator pitch, start practicing it, start rehearsing it, start saying it out loud, saying it in the mirror, saying it to your spouse, saying it to your kids, until they're like, what are you talking about? And then as the tool comes out, and as we start going and we have the package programmed accordingly, and we have the 2 bags and the sticks and everything like that, you have momentum behind you. You have confidence in your voice. You know, we met a guy at a restaurant the other night, Kevin and I did, and he was from Colombia, and we started talking to him, and Kevin got him a green drink, and we told him about the nitrous oxide. And literally, I had just practiced this thing in Spanish for the first time, and I'm fumbling through it, saying nitrico oxido and cientistas and this and that. And, you know, he loved it. He gave us his phone number and so forth and so on. So it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just have to be in motion, and the stories are coming, right? We're going to just to recap on 3 things really quickly. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to, you know, get enrolled for our $89 so that we get 2 bags, 1 to drink, 1 to share, and test strips. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to share the message with as many people as it takes to find the right 3 partners. And then we're going to help them do the same. And you're going to repeat that as many times as you need to accomplish the thing that you want. And to support you, we're going to have a Facebook group called We Live Active. It's a community. It's going to be phenomenal. It's like, now's the time. You know, like, I could go on and on about all the things that are happening economically, but, you know, really, there's a saying that says opportunity doesn't happen but once or twice in a man's lifetime. The first time, if you don't take advantage of it, that's fine, because you get the impression, you have to learn from it. But the second time that it presents itself, take the advantage of it, get what's yours. And I do believe that over the next 6 to 12 months, we are going to see, you know, massive opportunity, and we're going to start to get this track to run on, so polished that, you know, people are going to be coming in to the organization. They're going to be accomplishing the 300 club their first night. They're going to be accomplishing their 1,000 club in the first week. And it's just going to be a great time. So hopefully this is exciting. Hopefully this provides some clarity and direction. I know for myself and Kevin, you know, over the last 6 months, we've tried many different angles, many different ways to share, many different conversations, many different presentations. And it really feels like we have a really solid track to run on now. So that's everything I have. And happy Easter to everybody that's been with us.